I just wanted to do another live update really quickly before I get ready for the day. We're on our way to visit my son Weston. It's been a full year since I gave birth. He is 1 year old. February 19th was his 1 year birthday. We were forced to celebrate his birthday in a DCFS office, and it's unbearable and unfortunate and unlawful and unethical, and I'm not allowed to share any more details than that by court order. So this is what I do every day. I have a visit. I wake up at this time. I have been, working as much as humanly possible, as much as I can, which is not new from the last 5 years if you've been keeping up. So things are good, as in I have a stable, safe place to live. My rent is due on the 1st at this place. At my last place, it was due on the 17th. So it's coming up here on Tuesday that I need to pay rent, and I also got approved for a driving job. So I needed to pay $350 for my vehicle, which I had to take out of my rent. So I'm literally like to the penny. You all know I have 4 kids. I am actively seeking additional employment opportunity. If you know of any, Xavier and I are both building and utilizing ChatGPT, Notebook LM, and our own intelligence to create a portfolio and a blog called GoProSoloWrites.wordpress.com, or maybe it's WordPress.GoProSoloWrites.com. It's one of those two for sure. If you're interested in, reading any of my blog posts, that's my probably like 5th or 6th blog, but I call it my second actual blog. Like, I've had about 5 or 6 blogs in my life, but I've never actively published them or left them, open to the public. So that blog is up, and we are seeking employment opportunities for copywriting. If you are someone who owns a small business or is thinking about opening your own business, or even if it's something as small as online sales or online resells or online, retail, or even if you are someone who has never gotten into business before but found this really dope product on Alibaba or on one of the wholesale sites and you want to purchase it, Xavier and I can write your copyright. I can set up a website for you in just a few hours. And have you fully up and running and fully functioning. So there are examples of our work: persuasive writing, copywriting, all of that on the WordPress blog post. Please go on there and look at it. It is a WordPress.GoProSoloWrites, WRITES.com. So it's not a vanity URL. It is the WordPress.URL because it's the free version of WordPress. So check out the blog. If you guys are interested in that, or you have a desire or a need for copywriting services, please let us know. We can get to that, immediately. But I've been up since 5 a.m. I cleaned the house. I cooked for Weston. Today on the menu is small roasted red-skinned potatoes without the skin, of course, and a little bit of ground sirloin. And that's his lunch, and then a strawberry Go-Gurt, and some diced peaches is what I bring him. On Monday, I brought him a sweet potato, and apple puree, and some peaches. The week before, I think I brought him some chicken breast, mashed potatoes, and green beans. So I try really, really hard, as difficult as it might be to, budget. Something that a lot of rich people don't know is that you have to, in order to be a parent who accepts aid from the government, you have to have your children living with you on a full-time basis. I support my children as much as I humanly can, but none of that gets accounted for in my income requirements. So they consider me, because the kids live with their dads now, as of 2020. Before 2020, my kids lived with me 100% of the time. They would spend weekends with their dad. And even when they were with their dad on the weekends, it was still, they lived with me. They were visiting their father, they lived with me. Now, since 2020, and they've been living primarily at their father's residence, I cannot get any assistance for them. So I get my paychecks and I dole out what I can, what I can afford to give, 50 here, 40 there, 30 there. and then I send groceries, but it's nowhere close to what they need to survive for a month. You know, I'm heavily dependent at this point in my relationship on my exes for care for my children. I provided more than 50% of their care for the first 14 years of their life. And I now, unfortunately, am at a place where I have to rely on their fathers for about 60 to 75% of the, you know, money that they need. Maybe 80%, you know, so that sucks. And I'm trying to get myself to a space in life where I never have to rely on anyone again. The goal this entire time has been to get my children and I in a home. I have not been able to even earn a consistent paycheck that allows me enough extra to put anything into a savings account. And that's because I'm coming off of several years of literally not even owning pants. You know, extreme oppression over, you know, the last several years. So I just wanted to jump on. I've been making a point of getting on more lives than ever before, you know, doing Get Ready With Me silently and kind of sharing different details in the mornings and just communicating effectively, you know, with you guys so that I have all of the details of, you know, where was my head at, what was I going through environmentally and circumstantially, and you know, that's about it. So I'm going to get up now, you know, really get up and get the food out of the oven and pack the baby's lunch bag. And I hope that you guys all have a great day. Xavier, do you want to say hi? Xavier says hi.